Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nesha, and this is the Kerbal space program. So, there will be no flying in this episode, so we will just build a rocket that's gonna pass by the moon, because that is one of our contracts. So, we are going to outer space for the first time and gonna pass by the moon. And I've decided to start over from scratch building this rocket, because you remember my earlier rockets, they had the science and things. And I think I want to simplify this mission because it's quite a challenge going to the moon. So let's start by thinking of safety. So we need a condom or a heat shield to so when we go in for the atmosphere at our descent, so it will protect us from the heat. You have all seen what happens when you don't have protection from heat, and that was one of my flaws in the other rockets I've used in this thing. It was one of my flaws, because I had this science unit here and it couldn't stand the entry heat, so it exploded and separated all my kerbals and spread them out on Kerbal. So yeah, that was a recap the story so far. So let's start building instead of yabbering. Okay, let's see. I want the service bay. Is that under payload? Yeah, I want that definitely. We can take some kind. We will use a pilot, of course, to pass by the moon. That, of course, we're gonna use that. I was really thinking about bringing in scientists and stuff, but I think it's so hard to do a re-entry from the moon. I think we don't even have a great speed in 2000 meters like we had before, when everything turned to mush and burned up. So I'm thinking of doing this more simplified. Maybe when we land on the moon, I will go crazy a bit and put all our sciences. So yeah, that's what is a safety. I like to do things in order. So we have these will help us slow down speed. I kind of like that. I'm always the re-entry part, that is the hardest one, especially can't brake before, but maybe I will figure out a better way to do that. So yeah, let's over design. That is what, after all, my style, to over design everything, because I'm just gonna change that so things aren't mounted at a weird angle, and I'm gonna change that number to, let's click. That means how many times. So should we bring antenna? I don't think so. It's really no need. What we could do, just to be safe, we have this service base, so why not use it? So I will put batteries in, because this will be a fairly long. Okay, let's zoom in there. This will be a fairly long journey to the moon, so it feels good, because what happens if I don't have batteries enough? I will not have the stability assist system. So yeah, I suck as a pilot, so that will be miserably tragic. Okay, always this. I wish it always was the same, but you are kind of turning. I don't. Wait, we can attach that to the roof. Can we? If we angle a little bit, yeah, let's do that in the middle of the roof. If I just can find the right angle. And now the aesthetic part of my brain want to do it nicely. So yeah, that was a good placement for that. It took me 2 hours to place this. Yeah, we could. Let's put a solar panel here. The only drawback with the solar panel, as I told you before, if the sun hits us here or on the other side of the craft, it will not work. But if we have some sun, it will recharge our stuff. So why not bring it? It will probably burn up in atmosphere. Let's see if we can bring some more science stuff. We can only use it once, as we are using we'll use a pilot for this ship, or craft, or rocket. It's really hard. I'm not sure of the right term of those words. So what was I'm looking for? Sciencey stuff. So let's bring Mr. Magoo. Or should I bring that? It doesn't like to be attached to the roof. Oh, I think I'm gonna save this as a small... Yeah, because this build, I don't want to do it all over again. I'm just checking here, so everything is nice. Cool. Let's bring Terminator... I mean, Terminator meter is the pronunciation of that word. Which face me. Okay, so that will only do. Let's make it simple. I will place it there, and then we have the barometer. Oh, I said it right this time. You can see, even an old dog can learn new tricks. Okay, cool. So that took painfully a long time to do this simple build. So let's zoom out, and I will save these as standard. I deleted our older standard small pod. So yeah, so now we have done that. That took painfully long time. Oh, it took like 5 minutes. That's why I do this thing, because the placements and stuff, it takes time to build those, or at least it takes a lot of time for me to build. So the rest of the parts should be fairly fast to build. As we are not just gonna pass by the moon, I think I will want to be sure. So let's see here. Let's open our thing here, and as we can see here, this is what I use. We can see that going to orbit, it takes about 3,400 delta V, and that is the number I'm nagging about all the time. And then it takes like 860 to do an intercept of the moon, and then probably a 310. And I'm not sure what that one means. It probably means the moon, yeah. So in total is 5,100 delta V to travel to the moon. So how should we go about it? I think we will overdo this. You should probably not do it, but if you are a novice like me in this game, it doesn't hurt to make things easier for yourself. And or should I use that? No, I think I regret that decision. But we can save that part, so we save time. As you can see, I decided here. So we have a lot of delta V there, and that is the thing when we go out from the outer atmosphere and go into the moon, and then we're gonna go back again and slower speed. So yeah, I want that big to be a very big. So we can blow. Yeah, I feel safe doing it in that way. Okay, so it's time to build another part here. It will be a super long rocket. It will be super tall. Long is when something is, yeah. So thinking here for. I like this one has a little bit more heft, but this one has better steering, so I'm going for that. And as you can see, my delta V is going up, so if we combine it, yeah, this will probably go to the moon and back. But as you can see, we have a burn time, 1 minute and 16 seconds, and the delta V, in my experience, it takes like 2,000 delta V to just go out in the thicker part of the atmosphere, where it is, it's thicker, so then it takes, so we need about 2,000 there. That's why we're gonna build more. And as you can see, then if we are in the thinner part of the atmosphere, we have this weight ratio, thrust to weight ratio, which is way too low. We will burn most of our fuel. And the thing, my experience, how I fly things, because I'm a novice, I feel like I want 4,500 delta V just leaving, making orbit and make a orbit. So yeah, we definitely need to expand here. So, but remember in the last episode where we upgraded it, that gives us on V's boost. That's the wrong one. We got V's super boosters. Look at that. It's even taller than our rocket, and now you say now I want it even bigger. Okay, so let's see if we can copy that part. Oh, I think I need to move the rocket up a bit. Cool. So we will use boosters there. And now we have, with this number of this part would take us out of the figure atmosphere, but I'm hoping the boosters can do that work to us, and then we can use our rocket, this steerable rocket, to make orbit and hopefully make even, yeah, to become the inside orbits. That's my hope. But delta V wise, if I was an expert, I probably could go to the moon and back. But I think that last part with the Ethereum, that engine I put, the smaller engine, I don't think it can make it. So okay, so let's see. We need something to put our boosters on. These are fairly tall. So first, let's make that symmetry. Oh no. I want to use the... Yeah, look at that mod. It makes everything easier. So let's attach those. And this was what I wanted to happen. As you can see, that now just with the help of our boosters, here, more is that the real world term? Yeah, booster. Yeah, they will take us out of the figure atmosphere. So that will make everything a lot easier. So now we have a craft. If we have, we take the smallest worst case scenario, which is on our left here. That should be technically almost enough for us to escape the atmosphere. But let's make super sure. I want to make super sure. Why not? I wonder if the rocket is too fat here. No, it still has a good thrust to weight ratio here, but we have... Yeah, so this rocket is way more powerful than what it needs to be. So just for balance, I will try to put them... Let's see. The mod can help us. Oh, it's such a fantastic mod that it does that to me, place that in the middle. Awesome. So as you can see, boosters are gigantic and are it's as tall as a rocket. So yeah, it's awesome. I'm definitely feel confident that this rocket could probably, if I put on lander stuff, I could probably land on the moon. So that is probably what will happen in the future episode. We'll go to the moon directly after that, and we'll use his design, but we will probably redesign this upper part of the rocket so we can make a landing, a safe landing. But this kind of oh man, this rocket is super strong, so I don't have to worry about. Okay, so now it's time for the small stuff, small but important stuff. Reduce our drag here. Let's zoom out a bit and look. But as you can see, the only attachment places we have on this rocket for this huge boosters is this part, and that is a small part. So when we are going up, that will mean disaster, because those will wobble around. We can probably make it, but the by effect of that and not stabilizing those will be that it will be fairly hard to handle this rocket. So And one more reason I've told you guys it shouldn't be a tutorial, but in some way it's kind of like a tutorial for me by explaining the choices I have made for you guys. It makes it a lot easier. And then I press you. We are not winning any design prizes here. Okay, that annoys me. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can fix that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so now we have stabilized them there. I will do the same down here. That will make it a little bit safer, less wobbly. Okay. Zoom in so we don't make any mistake. Cool. And then I'll press my magic mod. Okay, the magic mod does things for me, but sometimes it does things not in the way I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to do that. Okay. I'm pressing Ctrl C. Yeah. Okay, it's not really important how things looks, but but you kind of want it nice and tidy anyway. It's more fun that way. Okay, so now that it's stabilized, so let's check our center of mass. That is where our things are, and it's quite easy to understand and that the center of mass is there. But this rocket will be very tough to steer, and I have a remedy for that. Oh no. Now I forgot one of my own rules. Let's remove those put them back. But we want to put fins on this, because this will be like a crazy that is so hard to put the fins on those things. Let's see if I can grab that. No, okay. I will save time by going back. Because if I grab it like that, it should remember. Yeah, then I can grab it and put it back on. I was just not seeing that part. Yeah, so I'm putting this fin because after we have get rid of the boosters, sending a rocket, even that we have this steerable rocket engine that is taking care of steering, it would be a tough thing to do, even that. So these fins will help us there. We probably also need them, can probably do without them, but everything that makes the game easier be fun sometimes, because I've made most of the time, at least in this series, I have made things too tough for myself. If we grabbed it right, oh, that no, we didn't want it like that. Let's go back. Oh, oh man. Okay, fast forward until I stuck it on. Okay, cool. So we are back here. I've just put everything back, and I feel we will be traveling in the direction we are looking at right now. So when we start flying in a rocket, it will be we will see the rocket like this, or is my hope. Let's find out. Okay, yeah, it's facing that way. That was all I wanted to find out. Okay, cool. The rocket is more or less done. The only thing I'm thinking of adding some fins here, just to help. It will help a bit when we are flying. It will help a small bit, at least. So yeah, that will help a small bit. And I think that is a rocket we need to go by the moon. And we have some science stuff, but there is a pilot, so we can't reset the science stuff. So that's... oh, okay. We're still... we're looking at... these new boosters are very effective. And as we can see, we have 2 here, and that is a little bit too much. We don't really need that much use. let's put it with 1.65. You can see the thrust ratio there. It will. Otherwise, it will go so super fast. I don't like that. Let's always. Wish you could input the number. Maybe you can if you. Okay, cool. I'm just checking the numbers here, and 1.5 is good too, but a little bit speed never hurts. So let's put it there. That's a good number. So it will burn for 1 minute and 70 seconds. Then we'll dump that. Okay, so now we have our fantastic new rocket here. Got something very important. Let's go under utility. Utility and why do I waste time for this stuff? But it's fairly important actually. So when these boosters fall right, oh, it's inside them. So when these parts are falling down, Kerbal, we will want everyone to know who is responsible. Of course, that's the important thing. So let's set us an bash there. So everyone knows when this fall. Oh, this hasn't changed. So everyone knows when they get the rocket part in their head. It's me that is responsible. My stupid space program is killing people again, or kerbals. But they are not people, are they? Okay, so that's awesome. I think that is everything. It's a highly over-designed rocket. You can convert it as a moon lander and have thousands of Delta V and stuff over a thing, but you never know. So let's see, call it Moon Driveby. That is a good name. Moon Driveby. I'm not sure how they spell it, but I don't think it's one word, but nowadays at least in international language. So yeah, that was everything. What I will do now is just check everything over and see if I forget some. Oh, I've already forgot something I want to do. Yeah, first center of the mass is easy to guess where that is. We'll of course want to use these. And you always want to place them at the center of the mass or higher, or bad things can happen because it can start spinning and so on. So I will place it a bit higher than the center of the mass, so it will not wobble on side out, so the weight is pulling it straight. Yeah, so I think that is a cool rocket. Over-designed, super expensive, but I can afford it. So I like this rocket as it is. Yeah, cool. So what I want to do now is save, and then I want to show you guys a very critical upgrade. Because when we're gonna fly into space, we're gonna use nodes, maneuver nodes, and you don't get access to those maneuver nodes until you have upgraded your tracking station to what? I actually never used the tracking station, but you can, yeah, I can show you here. We can do nodes then, and then we can predict, catch the moon in the right place. The help of those, and you can probably do it without it if you are kind of like a math person. But I'm not a math person, so I have to have my maneuver new nodes. Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't think I have forgot everything if we look at the staging. Okay, so let's go from backwards. That was a good thing I had done, because I would have destroyed our rockets if I hadn't put them down at the same place. Or because now when I press for the third stage, those boosters will start boosting and the launch clap will release at the same time. And then when we are done, we dump the boosters, these guys, And yeah, this is good that I go through this, because and then our next stage for the rocket is important rocket. We'll go over for this rocket instead, and it will be alone, and it has some steering wheels and steerable. And when we burn through all our fuels, here, we will dump this part. That part here will be dumped, and then we have the smaller engine that will start working and doing stuff in space, hopefully. Because if it does stuff in the space, it actually is a good engine. So, but in atmosphere, this engine, the smaller engine, is not that great, but it's actually quite good when you go out in vacuum. So yeah, and then when we are our way home, we dump this part. We have our part here. We have our heat shield, and we turn ourselves into the atmosphere for our re-entry. Yes. Okay, you guys starting to learn the drill, I hope. And then we have these, and I think I want them in different stages. Because deal with this, let me explain the difference. As I understand, the difference is with the smaller one here is made for slowing your speed. We can activate that at 500 meters per second, so it can break our speed. This one, the normal one, is if you can't really open that until you're under 250 meters per second. And so yeah, this will slow our speed a bit, I hope, but this re-entry will be less dramatic, as we have what's the nerd call, all that is not a highlight, that is our payload, that is the thing we are boosting around in space, so that is an important thing, and I don't think it will be very hard to do a re-entry with help of that. So yeah, that was everything, my dear friends, and as always, thank you for watching.